Greetings, everyone. We are back again talking about Serenity Festival. And I'm joined by Indigo Jedi. How you doing today, Indigo Jedi?
It is great to be here. Thank you for having me on your show. And I feel absolutely wonderful today.
So this year at Klutzgras Drumming, there's a special event, Serenity Festival, taking place. So tell us, why do you think people should come to the Serenity Festival? And what is your offering at this festival?
So, this year's Serenity Festival is quite special. This festival is where you can find yourself and learn to express, step into the presence, and stop pretending. Learn to feel again. So, there are so many creative workshops to allow people to do that this year. Painting, there's expressive dance, there's expressive movement, there's poetry, there is a center, fashion corner, where you can transform your fashion. So there is so many different ways to express. And what this year's festival is trying to teach people is to learn to be comfortable in themselves, learn to express in any way that you feel obliged to, feel comfortable to do it. So I'm very excited for this year's Serenity Festival. What I'm doing as Indigo Jedi, I have my Indigo Jedi stall, and I'll be bringing some of my energy equipment. So I've got a quantum resonance scanner. So this quantum resonance scanner can scan your whole body just in a few minutes and tell what's going on inside in your organs and tissues, what minerals you're short on, what is your blood alkalinity, your hormones, just in a few minutes by scanning the electromagnetic levels of your body. So this very accurately picks up what's out of balance. And then I've got a bunch of tinctures and other energy medicines to treat you back to balance. So I'll be doing scans at my stall as well as just talking about natural health in general. So yeah, that's that's why people should come to the Serenity Festival. So make sure you get your tickets because they're selling out fast.
That sounds great, Indigo. Thank you, thank you. So now we also heard about this competition that you guys are running. One for art, one for fashion, and one for poetry and stand-up comedians. I think you're the one involved with the poetry stand-up comedian side of things. So tell us about this competition, man. How's it work? What are the prizes? How do the winners get selected? We want to know everything.
Yes. So this year we're running a competition for poets and stand-up comedians. So you can just submit a short little segment of some of your performance, send it to Cindy. The email is below, I think. Yeah, so you're going to leave it below the video here. So submit it, and we're going to let the audience actually vote for the winner. So all after all the submissions are in, we're going to put a vote out to the public based on number of likes, I think. So you can read the details of the competition on the relevant flyer. But basically, the winners of this poetry and stand-up comedy competition will be able to showcase their talent. They'll have a little segment to go on stage at the Serenity Festival in front of audience and perform their art. And this is what creatives want to do. They want to express and they want an audience that can appreciate their talent. So this is what we're providing in the poetry and stand-up comedy competition for Serenity Festival.
Okay, that sounds fantastic for all would be poets and stand-up comedians to enter and get a free pass to the show or to the festival I mean, and to get to showcase their talent at the festival. This is such a good initiative. Well done to you guys. So, tell me, Indigo Jedi, you're into all this wellness, health kind of stuff, and there's so many people sick and popping pills all the time. You know what I mean? So, what can you say to them who are trying to achieve homeostasis? You know, the word that's getting thrown around, homeostasis this and homeostasis that. Is it actually achievable? And what would you suggest for people to reach that?
Yeah, so what I've seen is generally people that are physically ill or having mental difficulties or emotional challenges, it's generally an imbalance. And that imbalance is caused by how they've been living their lives for the last 10, 20, 30, however many years, what food they're eating, what chemicals that they're putting on their body, creams or deodorants or toothpaste or hair products or all these type of things, what medication is getting put into the body. Processed foods has a huge impact on your gut microbiome and your gut lining. I mean, those are the two things that you should give a lot of um, emphasis on is your gut microbiomes and your gut lining. So when these are out of balance, then our whole digestive system is going to struggle and we end up with bad microbiomes or pathogens, parasites, and they start causing trouble throughout our entire system. So then you have sort of downstream issues. Then you'll have blood issues, liver, kidneys. Your endocrine system is quite sensitive, so that gets affected with your digestive system not working correctly. So a whole range of issues can be sorted out just by fixing the gut, and that can be done by what you eat. So eat foods that can heal your gut, get good probiotics in. Um, there's glutathione, I think, that is very good to repair the gut lining, and good probiotics. You can get kombucha, kefir, sauerkraut, sort of any sort of good fermented foods to replenish the good gut microbiomes in your digestive system, and then just eat a good variety of whole foods. And the less processing, the better. That's what I say. So lots of dark green vegetables, your spinach and broccoli and kale and gem squash and stuff like that. Lots of fruits. Eat good quality carbs and good quality proteins. And that's how you find a good balance. You might have some supplements that you're short on, so just top up on the supplements that you're short on. Magnesium is a common one, omega 3s, and there's a few others. But this is where the quantum resonance machine is so useful because it can pick up what minerals and other important chemical compounds are out of balance in your body. So then we know how to get you back to balance. So once you've sorted out the diet, the next element I say is to definitely do some exercise. So a little bit of exercise a few times a week, get a sweat, get your heart rate up, get the blood flowing, get the organs working, and that is just really good for the whole system in general. Some form of meditation I would recommend. So if you are going to look for a meditation, just find one that works for you. Start small and then build as you get more competent. So maybe start on 5 minutes and then slowly build over the weeks until you can get to like a 20 or 30-minute meditation. Then I am a big fan of yoga because yoga is a type of movement and stretching that helps you align your body. So our body's got a function like an antenna, and the yoga helps to align your whole chakra and endocrine system and your whole organs, your spine and everything. So you become like a better antenna, so you can receive the signal from source, from higher dimensions much clearer. I don't know if you remember back in the 80s, early 90s when I was a kid, we used to have these bunny ear aerials, or sometimes we'd even have the TV aerial outside on top of the house. And somebody would have to go and adjust this aerial. And there's a certain point where you've just got the aerial perfectly correct. And that's when you have a clear signal on the TV. And just like that, the body is in a similar way, needs to be at the right frequency and the right alignment. I love the word alignment because it really talks about being aligned within yourself and also your whole energy system being aligned with your body system and your life, what you're doing with your life, your emotions, your thoughts, your actions. Are they all aligned or are they misaligned? Are they all pulling in different directions? So this is why alignment is so important, and you can find your alignment at the Serenity Festival.
Thank you, Indigo Jedi. That seems pretty practical, and I hope people can make use of those pearls of wisdom that you just dished out there. So, tell us, man, how did you become Indigo Jedi? And why are you so involved with Serenity Festival?
Yeah, so I got into this work. I sort of stumbled into it in a way. So I studied actuarial science when I left school, and I started working in the insurance industry. I spent about 7 years there. And then around 2010, I found out about climate change, and I was really focused and interested in trying to solve this issue. So I started a renewable energy business with a friend of mine back in 2010. And anyway, the business plodded along for the first few years until 2015, when the solar industry sort of really took off in South Africa and the company started doing really well. But I started not really enjoying my work. And I also found out that solar wasn't really going to solve the climate issue in any way. It was a lot of energy required to make a solar panel and all the components required to build a solar plant, for example, that it almost, the solar plant almost never really repays the energy used to make all those components and put it together. So anyway, I then stumbled into this alternate healing. And the way it happened for me was I started doing a lot of meditations and yoga and working on my past trauma and past issues and finding alignment. So back then I was completely misaligned. What I wanted, my thoughts and my emotions and my actions were completely pulling in all different directions. But through the meditation and yoga, I found other methods and I started eating healthier. I sort of cut out coffee and processed sugars and processed foods and slowly found a really, really good diet. And then found that I could share this knowledge with other people just by eating a really nutrient dense and balanced diet. You know, you can just stay healthy and stay medication free in the most part. So that's sort of how I came into Indigo Jedi. I then met amazing teachers along the way who taught me about the quantum resonance machine. And then I bought the machine and started using it in my practice. And then met a lady who taught me homeopathy and radionics, which is another type of energy medicine, and reflexology. And then through that, I decided in 2023 to do something called a wellness hub, which was like a collaborative event where we were going to showcase natural and holistic health methods to the public. So I partnered with with the Rosebank Sunday Market. They're a flea market that happens in the parking lot at the Rosebank Mall every Sunday. So we partnered with them to take a section of their parking lot area and convert that into a wellness hub area where we had lots of different practitioners from holistic and natural wellness. So we did three of those events, and through those events, I met pretty much almost the whole industry in the Gauteng or Johannesburg area that was into alternate health. And through that, I started my podcast because I thought all these amazing people with amazing products and services have such a beautiful story to share. So I set up this platform for them to share their story. And yeah, that's how I've sort of got to where I am. Serenity Festival, I'm very involved in because it aligns with what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to share and spread knowledge about how you can live better in alignment, eating whole foods, doing and being with nature, and just being comfortable in yourself, expressing and learning to express and dealing with your past traumas in a productive and constructive way instead of just taking medication to numb the symptoms and to keep you in this loop of symptom management, but never really dealing with the cause of the issue. So that's why I really felt strongly pulled to help with Serenity Festival. And yeah, this year we're doing a lot of creative work, a lot of activities to just naturally and easily help people find themselves again.
Wow, that is actually wonderful to hear. Thank you for sharing that story with us and our listeners. So, we've come to the end of our show. You guys have all heard it. Get your tickets for Serenity Festival, change your life, and just have fun. So, we'll see you there.
Thank you so much for taking your time to have me on your show. This was absolutely wonderful. I really enjoyed talking to you, and I want to urge everyone to please come out, check out the Serenity Festival, get your tickets. They are selling out quickly, so make sure you book your spot. See you there.